my name is Rebecca and welcome to my channel. About 8 months ago, I placed my first order on Temu and I hauled it on my channel unsponsored, and I have shopped on Temu ever since. Prices are amazing and I have really been careful with my purchases, but I have found the quality to be top-notch and I haven't had any complaints. So I ordered a Silk Screen Stencil for around $1.28, which I thought was a really good buy, and I promised that I would craft with it. So I realized that Temu is not for everyone, but they do offer these Silk Screen Stencils in the big box stores, and they offer them on Amazon. So there's other places where you can purchase these Silk Screen Stencils without shopping on Temu. But that's where I purchased mine, and I got a really good deal on it. And so I thought I would try it out and see what the quality was and see if there was any bleeding and see if it was worth the money. I had seen a lot of crafters and creators on YouTube and Facebook using a brand of Silk Screen Stencils. And by the time you purchase the subscription and you purchase the stencils and you purchase the paste, you are out and you have invested a lot of money, and you are out a lot of money, and you have that invested into your project, so it's really not a cost-effective project anymore. And so I'm always looking for budget-friendly alternatives to my DIYs. I do not craft for content. I craft for my work home and for my home on a budget, and I craft with a purpose. So I try to pass along to you every money-saving tip that I come across, so come craft with me. I picked up this wood blank at the Dollar Tree for $1.25, and I purchased this Silk Screen Stencil off of Temu because I loved this saying. We are big biscuits and gravy lovers at our house. We eat them for dinner. It's just a once a week staple in our home. And I had also seen a very similar sign with a very similar saying at Hobby Lobby, and I wanted to try to duplicate it. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I did kind of fuzz my stencil and I applied it to the little blank sign, and it adhered very nicely. I am using some Waverly chalk paint and ivory and a very small brush, and I just carefully put that in the areas that I wanted to paint, and I did not notice any bleeding through. I was very careful. I did kind of dab it instead of putting a lot of paint on heavy-handedly. I did just use a small amount of paint, and I figured if it didn't adhere for the first coat, I could always go over it with a second coat if I wasn't sure. Also, this little wood sign had some slats in it, so I was careful about where I placed the transfer so that it wouldn't interfere with the wording of the stencil. And so I'm starting out with just some ivory paint. I kind of just didn't know what colors I wanted to use. I have ivory, and then I have some ink in the Waverly brand. I really sometimes sit down and start crafting, and I'm never sure where I'm going to go with a project, and I just kind of wing it. And this is that particular project. I knew I wanted to use these two colors, but I wasn't sure exactly where I wanted the black to go, and I figured it would just come to me once I seen the paint being applied, and once I seen it, then the vision would come, and it did. But I don't know, maybe that's just me being weird, but sometimes it just doesn't come to me automatically. I can't really see it until I just get into the project and I just start doing it. So I just decided I wanted it very simply done, mostly with the ivory with a just hint of black. And so I took another small brush and I just kind of put in the arrows with the black Waverly chalk paint in the color of ink. I decided that I wanted the word like and the little accent to be in black as well, and I wanted it to kind of stand out and just be a little bit different, and it would just be too much ivory if I had done it any other way. So I kind of like the way it turned out. It turned loose, it lifted, it turned out beautifully, just like a dream. And I added a small little black and white gingham checked bow to my sign because I just thought it added just a little bit of character to it. I immediately, as soon as I finished putting my bow on, which I applied with a little dab of hot glue, went to the sink and I washed my little silk screen stencil off, and it will be ready to use if I ever want to duplicate this project or make it for someone else. For $1.28, I thought it was a real bargain. I have less than $3 in my little sign, and I think it's absolutely adorable. And for a Dollar Tree project, and it hangs over our stove. Biscuits and gravy are a big thing in our house, like I said before, and so it is very fitting if we say we love you like biscuits and gravy. We mean we love you a lot. I hope that you enjoyed that. If I can do anything towards saving someone $1 or $2, I am all for that. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell so that you know when I've uploaded my next video. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I hit 500 this week and I am so excited for it. So thank you so much for watching Crafts, Laughs, and Chaos.